My first introduction to learning what separates a man from the guy that is the action guy with who sees the problem and wants to fix it from the guy who makes excuses was actually rooted in that story. And that was the first slight turn of the coin. I ain't fully arrived yet, but that was the first thing that opened my eyes when I reflected back maybe about a decade later to that moment. Just long story short, for those who aren't familiar, it was just a situation where I was pregnant. I had my younger brother over. I was tired. I shared earlier, at the time that I was carrying, I was working and in school full time both. So tired. And then pregnancy just makes you tired.
Oh my goodness.
So I wanted to.
Oh my God.
I wanted to sleep in the next day, but I didn't have any milk for my brother to make cereal.
Gotta take care of that.
So get the milk came from me saying, baby, could you bring milk on the way home? Because he was on his way home. Long story short, he forgot. Right? Which can happen. I'm going to give you grace. You could have been driving, you could have been listening to music. Anything could have been happening. Yeah. But when I brought it to him, said, baby, you forgot the milk. His response was, oh, yeah, I forgot that shit. I was this and that. I'll get that shit tomorrow. And so when I said to him, I need you to go out and get it, please, now, if you can, it became an argument. Right? And to him, it was just milk. To me, it was 2 hours more of sleep. As a man, first of all, you told me you would do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Once you said you would do it and you realize you didn't do it,
go do it.
Go do it. Simple. But here's where I refined it in adulthood, because in my head it was just go do it. I realized no. There's more than one way to skin a cat. I say this because everybody thinks it looks like just rushing back out the door. You do have your guys who charge ahead and just hands on, I'm gonna get that shit done. But you also have your guys who are a little bit more mental in how he fights his thing. So he goes, okay, maybe I could order it on DoorDash and have it here tonight. Okay. He's still got the milk. Yeah, for sure. You have the other guy who doesn't jump to DoorDash, who doesn't run out the door, but says, babe, do you need the milk tonight? And even if I would have got that question, and I would have been able to say, well, I wanted to have it for the morning, right? At least he tried to. So when he got up, this and that. So if I go out first thing in the morning and get the milk, is that cool? Okay. Either way, I'm still asleep. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Any one of those guys is a right guy.
Yeah, you're right.
The only guy who was wrong was that motherfucker who made me argue with him over 100%. A gallon of milk while I was pregnant and tired after a long day. Absolutely. That discernment was weird. That's where the discernment comes in. So what I say that I mean, ultimately, as men and women, we have to go back to our lived experiences and ask ourselves, what about that situation disrupted your spirit? What about it were you wrong about? What about it did you have a valid point in? So that we can stop repeating the same error in our situations, because that's what builds up the trauma. And then becomes post-traumatic PTSD, because it's a repetitive trauma that you're stepping in every relationship. And then you wonder why your dick can't stay up. And then you wonder why she can't get wet. Then you wonder why y'all are fighting over, you know what I'm saying, the minute things. So I know that we went around the world with this, but I want to reel us in to kind of bring this out, because as I was thinking about this episode, I'm going to be straight with you, Wolf.
Yeah, keep it straight.
I said, I don't know shit about this man's view on sex at all. To a degree, you kind of don't talk about it as much.
I don't.
No. And that could be good and bad, right? If I'm being honest. And I didn't know, because some people are private, just private people, which is okay. Not everything has to be open to discussion or whatever the case is. But some people also were not taught how to have those conversations around it. And that's a big thing, even at people's big ages. There's a lot of reasons why people don't. I just want to know, without guessing and without me trying to figure it out, ask you, why?
Don't I talk about sex?
Why don't you?
Man, it's just, simply put, it's just not part of my brand. And it's like, it's not part of my brand in like life. You know what I mean? Like, let me add some clarity to that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just the way I'm raised, you know what I mean? Like, my mom is from the South. My dad is from the Midwest. My dad come from like a long line of preachers. My mom is a very, 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 very Christian woman. And so it's just not how I was raised. You know what I mean? To be honest,
that's so interesting. One of my first bigger events was in a church.
Nice.
It was actually a pastor who brought me. I still work with a lot of clergy folk who refer
clergy.
I call them clergy because they come in varieties. You gotta.
Yeah,
I ain't trying to mess up nobody's title,
Yeah,
not
sure,
the bishop
sure.
or the no, the clergy,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
But I've worked with a lot of them have referred couples to me, marriages who have been together for 20 years and are having marital problems. They refer them to me.
For sure.
But it doesn't just limit it to couples. I've actually went into churches and taught classes around abstinence. I've taught classes around celibacy, around exploring yourself while still practicing abstinence. So like kind of taking the conversation in a different bit of a tone. It's not necessarily about all of the wild necessarily elements of it, but you do have your, especially more progressive people who understand this is a necessary area. And I always tell people one of the leading causes of divorce is finances and infidelity. So if you look at those root issues or whatever the case is, it's kind of hard to promote long-lasting relationships without helping people navigate the
for sure.
the turns that change each
because it's
decade.
important no matter what you say.
You can't get away
no matter
from
what your background is. You could be Muslim, you could be reading the Torah, whatever your thing is.
all of it.
Sex is important.
It plays a role.
Yeah.
But I also find that people have it sounds crazy, hypersexualized sex in conversations, right? And I do it depending on what platform I'm on.
I get what you're saying.
But it is my brand. But
yeah.
I like to focus more, especially on this platform, on the conversations around it that actually help people build deeper connection. And you said earlier, it all comes back to communication.
Yes.
And one of the hardest areas for a lot of couples to actually have open and honest dialogue is when it comes down to either lack of satisfaction in that area,
100%.
and it can become extremely damaging.
100%.
And people start seeking what they need elsewhere.
100%.
So
100%.
when it comes to you, if you're comfortable, and how you navigate understanding your needs in that area and potentially your partner's needs in that area, and how to make sure that they kiss in the middle, because sometimes they can conflict. How do you go about discovering those things with a person? What types of conversations do you have to help you navigate it independently that you think leads to a healthier?
Bro, when I tell you, I talk about everything. I ask every single question. And I just want to say, shout out to Tahoe. Shout out to Mandy and Weezy. Since I lived in New York, I've been making my living in the sexual podcast space. All my breads like that help pay the actual bills.
Oh, it comes from those platforms.
From that space. You know, I've worked in other spaces, but that wasn't helping me in my livelihood in New York City.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? So being the type of person, the way I was raised, like I was going to church Wednesday, I'm going to both services. You know what I'm saying? I was doing all that.
They had you.
They had me in there. You know what I'm saying? For sure. And then to come to New York City, right, where it's like,
they completely, it's like they introduce you to sex with no lube, no condom, straight in the rain. Like, it's like the rawest.
Yo, like crash course shit. And like, you know, Tahoe, he a wild boy. You know what I mean? So like, I worked for him at least for like 2 years. You know what I mean? Like, learned a lot. Experienced a lot. But I heard a lot though. You know what I mean? And then after I was working for him, I started working for Mandy and Weezy. And then you already know. You was just there. That's
Well, I was
heard a lot. You get what I'm saying? Seen a lot. And so what that has done for me, man, God is interesting, man. You know, because sometimes I think to myself, like, out of all the ways that I could have maintained livelihood in New York, why would God bring me through here?
Yeah.
Like, why would God bring me through here? You know, this ain't nothing like what I come from.
Yeah.
None of the talks.
But that's why. That's 100% why, because it's, even from what you said about not being able to have certain conversations about growing as a man and how to interact with women, when you add religion and you add cultural background to the mix of it, it absolutely changes the conversation on it. I work with people in Nigeria. I work with Muslims. I work with all of the, when I tell you, Jewish, all of it, all of it, and that's why it's so interesting to me. Kind of having, I'm so grateful because it's exposed me to how it can show up, and it has given me a little bit more versatility and being able to work with different people. But there are certain things that it still comes down to, no matter what. So you never really had those conversations. No. And so now you're being exposed to those conversations.
To everything. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, vanilla is vanilla gets. And I'm still vanilla, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like,
what's your peak? Like where you say is like, I ain't crossing that line.
Man, it's a lot of shit that just really don't, at least as of today, you know what I mean? Just really don't pique my interest. Like, bro, I'm like really as vanilla get.
You
like,
know what? When I have a person that's
like
there,
choking is probably like the craziest
the cream
shit.
of the crop.
Like that's like
that's not small, Wolf. Don't reduce that.
And listen, and when I do it, like I'm not like choking. You know what I mean? It's
you
just like,
sound like my man.
It's more like no funny shit though, because I recorded that episode. Yeah.
He'd be like, "May I please place my hand on your neck?"
I was aligned. I felt where he was coming from with that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, place it firmly because I've learned how to do it a little bit too. You know what I mean? So, but it's like I really, as of where I'm at in life right now, I'm still very intrigued by the basics of it as of right now.
But the basics of it is not really as basic as people make it. So, like, let me give you an example.
Break it down.
Right? Let me give you an example. Whenever I am trying to figure out where a person might find additional pleasure or explore their personality, I don't start with just busting out a whip or chain. I don't go there.
Right.
I ask them lines of questions that are super vanilla. Like, do you like the lights on or off?
Right.
Right?
Come on.
Sounds like it's no big deal. But if a person doesn't really like
deal.
the lights on,
Yeah.
then they might be open to a mask.
Yeah.
You feel me? I ask them questions like, do you like smacking her ass or just this and that? Because that might be a pathway to say maybe you might like a paddle. It's a different sensation. It doesn't have to be a hard one. They come in different textures, but it could be something. I say, when you set the scene, let's just say you want to have a romantic, intimate, just beautiful night. You got the R&B music playing. What's the fragrance in the air?
Right.
Because
it's definitely bergamot and sandalwood or something, for sure.
See?
Yeah, for sure.
But that's a sensory thing. And activating the sense of smell is sensation play. So you could change what sex feels like one night to another night by just changing the fragrance or aroma in the room. It doesn't have to look crazy. You can change the lighting. You could put a colored light bulb. And that's different than every other day.
It's like intention. You just have to bring it down to one. And that's one thing that I've learned being in these spaces. It's like intention is everything.
You got to be on purpose about it.
You got to be on purpose about it when it comes. And like you said, like if you know that your girl like her ass being smacked, she like that, right? It's like, it's not too far away to think about like, well, what if she likes that force with another object?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the time, like when people come up and grow up the way that I grow up though, it's like, okay, maybe the smacking the ass is like the most of it, right? But it's like, you don't understand, like, bro, that's like you can barely reach over it. It's not that far away, that thought.
But you know what else it is that people always think about it in an aggressive way.
Well, we're encouraged to think that it is, because as soon as we think like toys and certain shit, you start to get, because when you with religion, it's a thin line between like, this is why it's important to have an actual relationship with God, because to have a relationship with God is to have a closer relationship with yourself. But it's like a lot of time when you're closer, when you're walking almost strictly in religion and just the religion of what people say more so than anything, you might think that whatever you're using, it's like, nah, that's kind of closer to like some demonic shit.
Well, you know what I'll tell you is, people, first of all, a lot of people reprogram trauma like that. Like I said earlier, if you got spanked a lot as a kid or whatever the case is, it could be reprogrammed positively using that, but except with consent, right? So I'm not just taking a beating. I'm telling you if it's okay or not.
Right.
And just that one consent factor alone could change that core memory to something that is rooted in power, as opposed to being your power taken away, being stripped down and getting that ass beat.
Yeah.
Like, so it doesn't have to be raw, but again, I think people go all the way to the harshest end.
Yeah, to the harshest
deep end. Even with
spanking,
end. Right? It doesn't have to be a hard smack. So again, education, right? Because technically with spanking, what's really happening, right, to the body, is naturally the body is built on survival. Your body wants to keep you alive. What you do with or to it is going to determine how well of a job it can do, right? Yes. But naturally, if you get hit in one area, the body is going to say, there's something happening, something hurt. It sends blood there. Naturally, whenever that's why you bleed when you get a cut, because the body sends blood there. It's and if you don't, if it's too much blood loss, what happens? You can bleed out. So, but the body's response to any hit, that's why it gets red, because that's a blood rush. However, when you learn how to use that information for the sake of pleasure, you realize blood rushing to the genitals actually is what sparks arousal, right?
Message.
It increases sensitivity.
Message.
And so it don't have to be a hard spank, even if you just tap her over the area. You know what I'm saying? If you want a clitoris or whatever the case, you just tapping it light. It don't have to be a spank, you know.
Yeah,
but just that small tap is going to still tell the body, send help, send some. But that and surging the, you know, the more the nervous system in a different decompressing way. It also could be a distraction. Yeah. If a person has a hard time separating their day, to, you know, coming home,
and some people do.
Sometimes people need to experience a surge of another sensation to shock them away from that. So it doesn't have to be what people make it is. I don't think everybody has to be open to being beaten on.
Yeah, stay at your level.
Yeah, stay at your level. But I always tell people, and this is the best way that I can put it, when you're vanilla, stay vanilla.
Yeah, but be educated though.
And just make it sensual.
Yeah.
What becomes non-vanilla is when you learn to start asking yourself, how many ways can I stimulate your senses? Don't be sexual, be sensual.
Yes.
And
nobody should be able to disagree with that.
It won't be, you'll find that it doesn't feel vanilla, even though you might still be doing the same position sometimes or whatever the case is. Before you even get to that part, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, what's the smell?
Yeah.
What's the color of the lighting? How can I bring the lights? Can I create a calm? If I want to excite you, I might take it a different way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Versus calm you, I'm going to take it another way. If I want you to smell like, you know, in a way that's going to relax you, I might put lavender, a little vanilla. But if I want to excite your senses, I might not use the calming notes. I might use something that has a little bit more of a stronger floral base. Like you said, sandalwood that got that stronger scent to it. So bottom line is, it's okay to live in the vanilla, you know what I'm saying? But people put toppings on the little vanilla ice cream every now and again.
And it's important because, like, a lot of the time, one thing I'm realizing these days is, like, movies really, is really art imitating life. And one thing you see in movies oftentimes, there's always this man conducting. He's maybe a pastor or he's a military man or something like that. He, like, you know, he ain't with the super freaky shit. You know what I mean? He with doing shit one kind of way. But they always depict the wife, and she get with it because she following her man's lead. But then she be like, you know, like I wouldn't mind. Like she's talking to a friend or something that, and then her friend telling her about their sex life. She like, damn, me and Henry we could use some of that. You know what I mean?
It doesn't have to be raunchy tools. I'll tell you this right now, right? If I were to literally let me just grab some, right? If I were to take this face moisturizer, this is literally an everyday moisturizer for his face. Right. After he washes it with the bar, that. But it becomes intimate when I wash his face. It becomes intimate when I take that bar and I use my hands and I look up in his eyes and I ask him what kind of day he's going to have and I rub his cheeks with it and I moisturize. You know what I'm saying? I rinse his face. I hit him with a warm cloth and then a nice cool one to wake him back up. I moisturize his cheeks. I rub his beard. I'm doing all these things. I got the beard. Literally, just like this. And this is all soft shit. This is not
for sure.
Sex product. But then after I moisturize, I'm like, I'm going to get this beard oil and I'm going to stroke his beard and I'm going to condition his beard and rub his cheeks and I'm going to grab his face and kiss him. Those things that drive intimacy, it's not that vanilla no more or whatever. Now, you like, damn, I don't know if I could ever go without my face being washed like this.
Can I also say, like, the intimacy that you're speaking of, too, I think this is another reason why a lot of men are experiencing erectile dysfunction because they're omitting the intimacy completely.
They're being treated like workhorses
because they think sometimes men, they make, again, education, you know what I mean, men think that the intimacy is for the woman a lot of the time, you know what I mean, they don't think of it like you need it for yourself.
Oh, and you know what's that's kind of probably where my sadism lives a little bit, and I know that word for some people feels a little, like you said earlier,
it's like sadism, it's like, what's going on?
But when I say it is, I am sadistic about pleasure. So the more you're pleased, the more I'm excited.
Yeah, most men don't get that.
I get a sick sort of, oh look, when a guy don't blush for me now. That drives up the second. Oh shit, yeah. Energy. So what so which is why if you see my man with me, you can always see a big man smile, like a little, you know.
Every time I see him, he's smiling.
But that's because I enjoy getting that reaction.
Yeah.
And when you become sadistic about positive things, meaning like I'm gonna do everything I can to get as much of that as possible, as opposed to using it negatively, where it becomes narcissistic, right? And that's where sadistic, narcissistic, root words. They sadistic, narcissistic.
Come on.
What do they sound
the
like?
etymology. What does it mean?
Right. So I would say for like even someone like you, I would never actually tell you to start completely on the wild side.
Right.
But I would nudge you. I would nudge you. And I think that that's where women don't realize they have the ability to be that soft introduction.
Absolutely.
To different things that and still within the boundaries of what makes people feel comfortable.
Absolutely.
So I'll tell you the product I used to get him to first.
To nudge?
A little bit.
Okay.
He wasn't completely vanilla, but he also weren't completely on the other side either at all. Dating me alone was outside of the norm of, I don't know how I'm going to navigate this one. And I'm like, come for this ride. But it was with this product.
Okay. What
right?
is it?
This is called Head to Toe, right? And Tahoe is a Head to Toe
ambassador.
Guy too. Yeah. I'm sorry, I had to do that for myself. This is a reason why I say this is because one of the things that a lot of men take for granted, and I'm not gonna this is a new jar, so you can kind of open it, right? It smells great. It's a beautiful base scent, right? Yeah. Reason why this is one of the products that I introduced first is because head to toe. Yeah, the ingredient deck is all vegan.
Yeah, this is amazing.
We don't put nothing in it.
I'm big on it. That's the first thing I'm doing. Like, what's in it?
Look. I'm not really surprised because you have to look up the urchin personality. I want to actually do that.
I never even heard of that before.
Look it up. There's 4: shark, dolphin, whale, urchin. But you got a strong urchin in you. And when you read about the urchin, I want you to call me. Right. I want you to call me after and be like, yo.
Yeah, that was spot on.
And I say it because I didn't know I was one until I was like, oh shit, that's me. But the reason why I say that product is because head to toe. So it's a moisturizer from hair to feet, right?
Oh, nice. Yeah.
To put it in your locks, ironically, right?
Nice.
And the way that I just started introducing him to it is doing stuff like this. He was in the hospital, actually,
I remember
recovering, right? But I would come, and while I'm talking to him and massaging his legs, I would use these products on him. And just doing these type of things to him, right? What he didn't know is that head to toe has pheromones in it. That's another thing. So it doesn't smell the same on any two people.
Yeah.
But the base notes are still the same for everyone. So I would just rub it in. It's on my hands from rubbing it on him.
Right.
It's on him from being the one receiving it. But he would smell my hand and be like, why don't... So, those type of things you never know. But I'm slowly introducing him to a certain side of grooming. He's always been a guy who's well maintained himself. But I feel like y'all do a surface level... Women, we get in there. Oh, yeah. We be having a whole fucking neo soul, sacred soul session with ourselves.
That's why I be in the bathroom be late to everything because it's like I gotta get right.
Yeah, it's an experience that you go on. A lot of guys do things to take care of themselves. They're grooming, but
bare minimum.
It doesn't become as much of an intimate touch experience even with yourself.
Yeah.
So I find most men haven't been touched in a lot of certain places. Even not. And we're not even talking about erogenous areas. We're talking about general.
Yeah.
So just starting with like that hand massage while at the end of the day checking in, right? That becomes the communication, the foundation, the intimacy. That's the fact that you're rubbing his hand creates an environment that feels a little safer.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
That's gonna get him right. He's gonna be in the headspace.
I would start there, but then and all of those pheromone things is cool. Even using the beard oil, and it's more so was beneficial to me because I like how a man smells. A lot of women remember men by that, right? Yeah, which is why we like to wear our clothes. I always, when I ask him for a t-shirt, he give me a brand new t-shirt. I get that shit out of here. Yeah. I don't want no freshly washed nothing. I want the shirt you took off yesterday.
I love that.
You can't wash it until I wear it after you once.
I love that.
Right?
Yeah, that's very endearing.
It is because that we all attach scent to memory. So just that smell, even when he's not around or he's working overnight, I can smell the shirt. I can feel a little bit still wrapped up in him.
God bless women, man.
You know what I'm saying?
For just caring to live life in that dimension. You know what I mean? God bless women.
That shit is real.
Yeah.
Start there. Start with that part and then build it up. Now, I am going to build it up. And what I'm gifting you is because I knew you was vanilla.
I'm getting gifts? Okay.
I knew you
knew I was vanilla?
I did.
Damn, what gave it away?
One you never talk about it. But aside from the fact that you don't talk about it, right? I feel like here's the best way that I could say it, right? The biggest giveaway from you is that most intellectuals, like I said, are also sapiosexuals. They're attracted to the things that can stimulate them more than just the surface.
Yeah.
But most sapiosexual men who haven't yet met their match don't ever get the woman who would actually get them open to anything beyond what they're used to. So I'm not surprised if I hear that man is pretty much here, because you're never going to be there until you have a woman who feels safe enough, understanding enough, who will respect your boundaries, and apparently is logical enough, right?
Yeah.
And until you get that, you don't get to explore beyond the surface, right? Because you don't even see this as a person who you could go beneath the surface with.
Yeah.
So I think that's the first element. I think the second element of it is because women are more likely to explore their bodies on their own than a man. It's pretty simple for y'all. Y'all call Pamela.
It's pretty simple.
And that's it.
Yeah.
My masturbation experience is nothing like that. That shit starts with the bath, getting the skin oily. I got the music playing. I'm in there like that. I'm doing all this.
They say men are from Mars, women are from Venus. It's for valid reasons. Yeah.
But I found that whenever I have given men a goal of doing something on their own to map their own pleasure, the realizations are always interesting. And so the two things that I'm gifting you.
Okay.
I'm going to give you I'm giving you the unopened one first.
Thank you. God bless.
And I have it opened here. So,
Thank you.
Tahoe, this is your other best friend.
You know it.
Right? Sidekick is what it's called. I like the case, first of all.
Okay.
The story case, I like things that look sleek.
Yeah, no, that's great.
So the packaging is one thing, but that's where you would store it.
Yeah.
Right? It's obviously a sleeve. But I like the sleeve because this sleeve graduates, right? And I always tell guys, because I actually use it alongside my guy.
Oh,
right?
I just realized what this is.
Yeah, yeah, Wolf. I'm gonna pop your cherry.
Oh shit! So, first time receiving a gift.
I'm grabbing straight out the chamber.
Definitely, this is groundbreaking.
This is how you now know that I'm the friend you could call with those questions, right? Because the first thing I gave you was something to touch your dick with.
A sex toy. God damn.
So I say that because I'm using silk, which is for those watching. Silk is a hybrid lube.
This is hilarious.
Part silicone, part water based, but mostly water.
Okay.
And I always say, I rim it, but it's obviously what it's used for. Oh, this is a brand new one.
So for the people who are not watching, she putting the lube in the device.
I'm gonna use an open lube.
What do we call this thing?
Actually, you just take that because you're gonna need it.
I just take that.
That's brand new. So that one is called silk.
This is called silk?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's because of the formula. And again, like I said, everything is completely organic, vegan.
Yeah.
You can read the ingredient deck.
Shout out to Bedroom Kandi.
You'll always see that. We design our products with us in mind, but also with your health in mind. We don't want to give you anything that's designed to do anything
Please
else.
Keep my health in mind.
So obviously it's something that you use for the,
Right. So
most
for the
guys,
people who not watching, she's inserting the dildo in, what is this thing called again?
Into the Sidekick sleeve.
Into the side. It's called the Sidekick.
The name Sidekick is intentional because it's your sidekick and it's her sidekick too.
I see.
For a lot of you ladies.
How is it her sidekick though?
Because this becomes the woman you can cheat with when she ain't around. But also I use it as a literal sidekick because I realize a lot of guys don't realize you're always limited in what you can do regardless of what when it comes to like oral, because there's not a lot of women who have the ability to lick a ball and do the sloppy at the same time at the tip of you, right? So it can start off really simple with this being something that a woman uses there while being able to lick in the lower regions or any other part of your body, right? But the way we make this an intimate experience is I can literally talk to him, laying next to him side by side in his bed, with us, having a conversation and just be just.
He having a conversation with you while you're doing this?
And have done and will do. But it's also, I feed him affirmations too. I told you I don't play that. Don't play that. This is the best time to tell them that they're strong.
You a king.
When they like a rock, you a king.
You a king.
Stroke. What do you call that? I'm gonna figure out a name or something to call it, whatever the case is. But I call it dick formations.
Dick
right?
Hey,
because I think that you gotta know how to talk to both of his heads. Right?
Come on.
So sometimes you got to tap one in to talk to the other, because a lot of y'all think through him anyway.
Right.
You know, sometimes.
It's a lot of y'all problem, but
yeah. But some of y'all think too much through here. And that's why that's a lot of y'all problems. So I always say a guy could use this, but when you're actually mapping the pleasure as a man, it's a simple way that you could go about this. Right. I tell guys, y'all have to learn how to gradually experience things as well. A lot of times it's like, again, straight to the kill. So you can use the same lubricant on your hand. But once you get comfortable with that feeling, change the sensation. And this becomes a good switch or variation. It will teach your body a little bit about how it responds to two different things, textures and pressure. Because your hand is going to have a different pressure than the sleeve. It actually kind of like it kind of grabs.
It's kind of on there.
It kind of grabs, but you'll get a varied sensation there. How does that help you? When a woman is performing an oral tip on you or doing something, you're able to better guide a person as to the way you like your member handled outside of just basic thrusting.
Yeah, for sure.
And all that kind of other stuff. And that becomes the communication factor that you can use for it. But for guys also...
Don't mind me putting this on the gram a little bit.
No.
Don't mind me.
No. You good on that. I'm perfectly fine with... This is... You think this is the worst thing that they've seen me on the gram with? Please. Well, so for the guys, start with your hand. And let's get the sleeve out. Start with your hand. Right? Obviously, y'all got y'all left hand or whatever hand y'all don't write with is always your strong hand. I notice a lot of guys, y'all always beat it with the opposite hand. And I don't know if it's like a different strong or whatever, but y'all do. But the bottom line is, even this, and this is two different things, because the change in the hand changes where your hand is contacting them.
Yeah.
Right? I tell guys, don't go for the kill. Start with the tip. Stay there. Figure out how you feel with your hand just here without touching the tip. Build it up. Get yourself going. But once you do, a lot of guys miss constriction. So remember what I said about blood, right?
Yeah.
When the body is in trouble, it sends blood.
Right.
If you want to drive a better, stronger, more consistent, lasting erection, constrict the base while you're getting aroused. As the blood fills, this is going to trap the blood flow.
That's where cock rings come into play.
Pretty much, right. Oh, I'm so happy you said that, because your other gift.
Oh, yeah? Oh, shit. It's not even December, yo.
Your other gift.
It's not even December. That's for me?
It is.
Oh, shit.
It's called R&B. Because you look like you an R&B type of... I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's a guy, whatever. I want you to put on one of those spoken word affirmations while you now here's
is that what I'm giving? I'm giving R&B spoken word.
You're gonna try the R&B spoken word
incense and shit.
While I want you to play in there. Then after you listen to the spoken word, then you could put on like Maxwell and all them other guys or whatever.
No, this is actually
right.
Nuts,
but the reason why I'm saying that, Wolf. Here's how we gon' I'm telling you by yourself, not with no chick.
Okay. Solo mission.
At least first.
Yeah.
At least first. What you're gonna do with the ring is you experience your hand, you experience the sleeve. Now put the ring on and then use your hand.
Okay.
And then leave the ring on and use the sleeve.
Okay.
Just take awareness of what feels different about each of those four things. Hand by itself, sleeve by itself. Hand with the ring, sleeve with the ring. And see if you notice any differences into how your body responds. This right here is going to help. Like, again, you want to understand the different pressures that you like to be interacted with. But the bullet on that one actually can come out. So you can experience the constriction without vibration.
Yeah, I'm like, this motherfucker said got a motor on it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. No, that bullet is no joke. But you can, obviously, if you have a female partner, you can use the bullet portion on her. The way that this is going to help the woman's pleasure, obviously, with this ring is the two ears on top, as you come into contact with her body, are going to vibrate against her clitoris. So it will allow a dual stimulation, sort of rabbit-like experience for her. However, if it's if you turn it upside down, then the contact will make, you see what I'm saying? It's going to make contact with you. And you're going to get the dual stimulation, and you'll get the opportunity to experience penetration while also feeling sensation against your balls, right? Okay. So I'm saying that because these are both very vanilla entryways.
Yeah.
And so just a little bit of an exploration. And really, it's just for you to take note so you can not only, you never know, your partners, even if they do a good job, there's always room to kind of take it up a notch or improve more. So eventually she'll become sadistic about your pleasure, hopefully, because when she does things like I do, you know, and don't ask me how, why, what, where.
Giving niggas dick formations.
And blowing air on his balls for no reason. If I'm honest, the towels leave sometimes the cotton residue on the skin.
Why would you do that?
I don't like that. But also like after, if I'm going to be giving him a dick facial, right? It's like a facial for the penis. After we have pleasure, sometimes if I know that he's the one who's left that experience a little bit more exhausted, I'll handle the after stuff. That looks like coming in, cleaning him up with the cloth, you know. But I also know that men traditionally don't like to feel wet and moist after down. It's just like a residual of this. The balls are naturally also hot. So it kind of makes it feel a little bit more, you know, uncomfortable or whatnot. So I don't want to leave him like that, right? I want it to be left where he's comfortable. So what I actually do is after that, I air dry it, right? Sometimes by blowing air on it. Right. And when I'm being a little lazy, I get my little portable fan and I just start coming up and down and he just lays up. And
it's like white glove dick service. You know what I mean?
It seriously is. And don't ask me because I be getting so lost in it. And I be, you know, I've exfoliated it. I don't know why.
Exfoliated what?
I've exfoliated
his dick?
His balls.
His balls? How?
I use a gentle exfoliant. Not assault. So there's levels to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Men's exfoliants
is a real sensitive area. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's usually those are a lot more salt based. I'm gonna grab this real quick,
okay,
so you can see what I mean, because this is my personal. This is a brand new one anyway. This right here is my favorite exfoliant. He actually found out he liked it because I also used this on him in the hospital. When I would take him to give him his showers because he couldn't bathe himself or nothing, I would literally exfoliate him from head to toe because he would get itchy. He would skin. You know, he's so. Yeah. This exfoliant, if you look at it with the creaminess of it, right, it's sugar based. And the difference, and I'll show y'all on my hand.
Yeah.
It's an organic sugar in it, but what happens is it melts. Unlike salt, which will maintain its texture, the sugar, as I rub and rub and rub, it begins to disappear. You'll see it's getting lesser and lesser in each area. But I mean, if you're comfortable, can you run your hand across that? It's not a real rough.
Like right here?
Yeah, it's not a real.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you feel the moisture left on your hand after.
Absolutely.
So after I rinse, it's already it's already moisturized. So I would use something like this with some warm water. And I'm not rubbing it to scrub it. I'm just giving as if I'm touching his balls.
Absolutely,
I'm just coming across them like that and kind of doing that.
Very sensual.
Because y'all also get a lot of dead skin, all that kind of stuff in those areas as well.
Gonna be exfoliating.
I hit his inner thighs and all of that. Damn, you know what I'm saying? Chafing is the thing for men. People don't realize that, especially the gym guys, right? So I use those things on it, and then I rinse it off cool. It's got a nice little shine to it, looking edible again for round 2. All right, but
that's why that nigga be showing teeth and gums every time I see him. Shit.
And then the last thing, I don't have it with me, but the last thing that I use that we carry, teeth and gums, is crazy. It's true.
Nigga showing both rows every time.
I always use the last thing because he's a gym guy too. And I'll leave you with this, right? I forgot one more thing I have for you. I wasn't gonna only give you the wild stuff. I forgot.
What's this?
This is your full body exfoliant.
Wow, thank you.
And that is your this is a body spray. That's the same fragrance as that.
Wow, thank you so much.
I want to give you a little something mild and something wild.
Didn't left me with a whole kit.
Yeah.
I'm ready for everything.
Yeah. We take care of our men. Yeah. We take care of our men over here. Man, so I would say the only other product I feel like most guys sleep on that we have, honestly, all of them love, it's called Bust a Move. It actually was made to help women who get sweaty under their breasts. It goes on like a lotion, but when it dries, it's powder. It's like a powder. Okay. And then it absorbs sweat, moisture, so it keeps you dry, right? So for me, I thought about that, and I'm like, I think that makes sense for the balls.
Right.
Not only do I want them to stay cool and keep them dry, but y'all perspire a lot more down there because of the heat factors and things. So if he working out and stuff, so his neck, whatever, I'll take it after I dry it. I'll use the lotion on it. I'll let it dry, and then he's got this nice clean, dry. Everything is not frictiony. Bowls is passing everything cleanly and not sticking. Cause y'all be sticking. You ever see them when they just kind of like, it's almost like they're peeling off their thigh or peeling off. When they take them out, the balls be like, finally. As soon as their underwear come down, they're like in a cage. So I believe in those things because also I think y'all are not used to that level of care.
Not at all.
In that area.
And not at all.
And believe it or not, because of that, that becomes a not so vanilla thing.
That's why I said God bless women, man. Women are special, man.
Yeah, but y'all got to start, y'all got to start. What we have done, I think that men can learn from us is that we have taken charge of those things, right? Oh, yeah. If you've not learned how to care for yourself, when women learn how to care for themselves, it's not just some surface level care. Like I said, we create entire atmospheres just to bathe, just to this. We're more likely to set candles and make sure that everything is a certain way and change the sheets right before study this. Like we're just so much more intentional about our even solo care times. And I think y'all rush those because y'all always working on, this is no shade.
Yeah, no shade.
Time.
Yeah.
Efficiency.
Listen.
What can I get done with
I miss the time and efficiency, but one thing I'm doing, very intentional when it's time to be romantic and create an experience. Good. Very intentional. That's very second nature to me.
So that's gonna be your next set. When you're ready, we're gonna help you paint that romance picture and get a little bit more sensual with it. But because I don't want people to get this misconception, I respect your boundary. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think that that's the thing that people have to learn to do. Not everybody's interested in going that deep into certain things. Yeah. But if there was ever a day that you might be open to it, it's certainly not going to happen with pressure. All right? Yeah. Performance anxiety happens.
And it takes time to graduate. Pressure. You don't graduate overnight. You got to go through a school year first.
Halfway up.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Ah, you see that?
Yeah. Halfway up.
So really quick, Wolf, I'm going to close out here. First of all, thank you for talking openly.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Being honest and transparent in that conversation. That's being
what I'm best at.
Trusting me to talk about sex.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
I done heard you talk about it more than enough times to know you know what you're talking about.
And I try to be versatile enough in the sense that, like, if I know where you are, and I think anybody, you want to meet a person where they're at instead of trying to force them to come. Yeah, no,
you the real deal. I done listened to you. I done heard you many times. It's like you the real deal.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I knew I wasn't walking it. If I felt like that, I would not be here.
Nah. And I don't play with that. All jokes and all fun shit aside.
Yeah, for sure.
Safety is the most important thing to me, and I don't ever want a person walking away from any experience, whether it's a podcast, anything, saying that something I did made them feel unsafe.
That's what makes you so dope though, because you know how to meet people where they are, and we really are at different places. So it's like, oh, you might be this type of person, this level of experience. Okay, let me just work in a way where you still feel comfortable. You know
I'm a
what
special needs mom. It's literally what I get up and do every day. I don't approach any day asking myself how I see the world because I have a child who's not going to conform to
intuition.
Me. Yeah, so every day I spent years having to ask myself, what is he thinking? How is he feeling? Because he wasn't verbalized.
Heavy discernment.
Yeah, so it taught me to watch for unspoken language, unspoken cues. Hey. It's a lot of, that's a whole nother layer, but yeah. Hey. I think that, God gives you everything for a reason.
For sure.
And if I'm being honest, my ability to connect with people, I don't owe that I owe that to my son. I owe that to my son. I've always had great relationships with people. But when I tell you when it fine-tuned, it was me realizing, okay, I have a person in my life who I have to adjust to. And I need to do it because we're in a world that's not going to adjust to him. So that intentionality just transfers over to all of my relationships, no matter what. Yeah. And so that's why once we lock in, ain't no switching up.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I like that you said you listen to what people not saying. Basically, it's kind of what you said.
Yeah.
I say that on my pod all the time. Like, you got to listen to what people not saying. You know
when I prepared for this, I didn't ask myself what you talk about. I asked you what you don't talk. I asked myself, what does he not talk about?
Yeah, for sure.
And that's how it became so gleaming to me. You know what I've never heard Wolf talk about? Yeah.
Listen, man, my mama watch all my shit. You feel me? So
Mom.
I mean, I'm grown. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Mom, I hope you feel that I handled your baby with care.
I think she would
end up
agree.
stumbling upon this. I'm not looking to take them away from the church.
Yeah.
That is not of my faith. That is not who I am.
Well, my mom is super tight. One thing about her, she's a real person.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
She's
and I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I know how it is because I be watching it with the same.
For sure. It's that mama vision. Yeah.
Nah. That's what I feel like the Southern woman's favorite.
Yeah.
Hussy. It's something about that word. But again, I really do feel, I hope you do feel like, you handle with care.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for the hospitality.
For sure.
Thank you.
And Wolf, please tell them how to connect with you, how to tap into what you got going on on your platform and the things that you do so that they could stay in touch with you.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, yo. So it's Wolf Taylor. You can find me at the Halfway Up podcast. I call it Halfway Up because you're never finished rising. I cover topics such as make women feel safe again, extend your parents' grace, how to get over loneliness, a whole lot of shit. I try to tackle the things that people are like genuinely going through. A conversation that I'm having today, I believe that 5 years from now, when somebody finally turns 19, it might be the very lesson that he needs because he's not getting it in his house. So I try to cover those things. So with my podcast, I try to go the evergreen way. It's not as conventional, riding the trends of things that are current events. However, though, I think like long term, it's always going to be relatable to somebody. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, would love your support. If you hearing me from this podcast, please send me a message, leave a rating and review to this podcast, share a clip, comment on something, share something to somebody. You know what I mean? All this, whatever support we can get in this culture really means a lot. You know what I mean? So please leave a rating and review on this podcast. If you found me through this podcast, please let me know. Send me a DM. Would love to connect with you. And yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying over here. Because what I'm hearing, y'all, is that if you're the kind of person who want content that's timeless, you need to tap in. Yeah. All right. Now, I know that this has been a rich conversation and we went through a lot of roller coasters of whatever, but I know that somewhere in the midst of it, you got 1 or 2 or 3 or maybe 10 things you needed.
Oh, 100%. You got all of it.
Yeah, you got a lot.
All of it. Yeah, for sure.
You got a lot.
100%.
And that's why y'all have to keep tapping in. On the Business of Pleasure podcast, is everybody, this is not the platform where we're focusing on taking the conversations that you've been tired of hearing. Yeah. We know that you guys do want to learn about intimacy. We know you want to learn about sex, but
in a real way.
In a real way from sources who you know are going to be giving you real information.
None of the goofy shit.
Yeah. Okay. So and thank you for saying that.
Yeah,
seriously,
for sure.
Because man, I work hard to make sure y'all feel that this
it's a lot of bullshit out here, man.
It is, and I think that's why they're so tired of it. But y'all are not tired of the conversations about sex. Y'all tired of the way that people been having them.
Yeah, man.
And over here, we shape pleasure as a holistic approach to everything that keeps you well, happy, and feeling good. So make sure y'all tap back in. This is only the beginning. We got way more coming for Men's Health Month. We're going to get into it, okay? Bye.